Welcome back to E3 Actions with Ryan and Biscuit. This is Ryan being your usual idiot shit goblin. However, this time, I might actually have things to say because we're at a company whose games I've played more than one of. Cameron is here to be full of salt and vinegar, like an average chip.
I am reset from the Ubisoft, which we just watched. Which you can see on the channel because this will be uploaded afterwards. I have reset myself. It's a completely different conference. Watch the first game be a bunch of white dudes with guns.
If they do that, I will laugh.
I will laugh uncontrollably.
All right, so let's get this started.
Square Enix, real quick, things we do know about FF7, which was talked about earlier today.
I know the FF7 remake is going to be here. I know from following Media Tour stuff, there's probably going to be at least a little bit about Shadowbringers.
Shadowbringers, I would expect them to do Shadowbringers.
They're probably going to show their Marvel game.
The Marvel game has what they talked about like 5 years ago.
Yeah, so like about the time Final Fantasy 7 remake.
Everyone was like, "It's going to talk about it. They're going to talk about it."
Yeah.
No, I only think it's earlier than when they announced FF7.
I don't know. FF7 was 2015, so.
Huh?
We finally have an E3 where we won't have to worry if Kingdom Hearts 3 is there because it's already been released.
Well, they might talk about DLC though.
Yeah, but at this point we don't have to worry about it. It's not like, oh man, what are they going to show us? And the answer is nothing. I'm hoping for something with either Bravely or Octopath because I know there's a there's a mobile Octopath coming out.
There was a weird thing where the official Bravely default Twitter page back when the Switch first came out had a picture of Adia from the game, Little Miss Murgerger herself, holding Switch controllers.
Yeah, so maybe like a Bravely, a default second Switch port would be nice.
That'd be cool, or a third.
Yeah,
Bravely third.
Yeah,
or Bravely Triad.
Sure, we'll go with Bravely Triad.
Yeah, something like that would be cool. Yeah. Other than that.
Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced Remaster.
You don't fucking pull on my heartstrings like this. Or my dick strings.
Okay. I just want you to remember, I did say Tactics Advanced, not Tactics.
Yeah.
Okay.
The one I played? Because I never owned a SNES or PlayStation or whatever it was on. I don't care. I hit go. Oh, this is an actual thing?
We thought it was going to be a SpongeBob portrait for a while, but no, it's...
No, I legitimately expected it might still be a little bit more pre-recorded.
Yeah.
Oh, look! It's the Final Fantasies! They start playing Machine Abridged.
Remake.
Wait! Is that not what the joke screen for Machine Abridged says? Do you want to continue? Last year it was just Keith David talking over footage, so this is already more of a performance.
It's that lady whose name is different depending on if you do subs or dubs.
I personally am remembering the PlayStation
Aaron!
The PlayStation 3 tech demo where this all started. It's like are we just playing the intro? If I can get a good 10-15 minutes of uninterrupted gameplay, I'm fine.
It's Clued!
Although I could do without the crowd. Oh, did I take this off auto? Live behind the scenes footage of me altering things to make sure I got the... Oh wow, is that it?
Yay!
I wanted to take it off auto so it wasn't randomly switching.
Please welcome Yoshinori Kitase, producer, Final
Hey!
Fantasy VII Remake.
Hello, Mr. Kitase.
All right, let's hope the translators are on point. Oh god, this is not off to a good start. There we go.
22年間の時を経て、あのキャラクターたちが非常に美しく、さらに魅力的になって帰ってきました。
I'm very happy to be able to introduce this long beloved title once again. After 22 years, the familiar characters
Shut up.
we love have returned.
Actually, shut up,
while
though.
Becoming more beautiful and captivating.
Apparently,
than ever
CG
before.
Project Red gave the guy who yelled at Keanu a copy of another game of theirs.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so everyone's just going to be loud and assholey because they want to get a free copy of a game. Thank you, CD Projekt Red.
you fucked up again.
To
You
our
had Keanu
longtime
and you fucked up.
fans, we thank you for your support and patience over these years, and we look forward to embarking on this journey together.
FF7 をリメイクするにあたって、ファイナルファンタジー7の世界観やキャラクターたちをより深く今回は描いております。
He said Final Fantasy VII.
He did. And remake. Oh, it was a second remake.
You
You think the biggest pop they could possibly get here is announcing they found the originals for FF8 so they can finally give it a remake? Ooh, buddy.
一本の独立したゲームとして十分期待に応える作品になっております。
Remaking Final Fantasy VII has allowed us to dive much deeper into the world.
This is the exact
and its
reason why everyone
characters
needs to be a
than
little bit
ever
more
before.
quiet and
The
respectful for
game
this
design was
because
optimized for this title
it's
as
going to
well,
take them a
and
long
we
time to
anticipate
get through all this
2
stuff.
discs worth of gameplay content.
Huh,
The
that's a
first
lot.
game in this project expands on the story of Midgar and is
Yeah,
such an
so they're
elaborate
doing the
retelling
episodic
that
thing
it
they
has
were gonna-
become
they said they were gonna
a solid
do.
standalone game in its own right.
これからご紹介する映像およびゲームプレイで、ファンの方の、期待を決して裏切らない皆さんのねよく知っているFF7 に再会できることとなります。
Through the content we are about to unveil today, and through all that we have yet to unveil, we will not disappoint your expectations. Your reunion with the Final Fantasy VII
Reunion!
それと同時にですね、当時を知らないファンの方は、全く新しいねファイナルファンタジーと出会うことになります。
To newcomers who never played the original, we present to you a completely new Final Fantasy and a perfect starting point to explore the world of Final Fantasy VII.
Please welcome Neil Pabone, Senior Manager, Product Marketing, Square Enix.
Hi, Neil.
Okay.
Start speaking in French, so we still need a translator.
ニールにゲームプレイを紹介してもらいます。
So, Neil is here to introduce you and walk you through gameplay.
Okay.
Thank you,
We're going to do one of
Katase-san.
the guided gameplay segments.
All right, everyone. Let's mosey.
Let's mosey. Wrong lights.
Features a hybrid gameplay system that merges real-time action with strategic command-based combat.
Okay.
For starters, each press of the square button is a swing of Cloud's Buster Sword.
Okay.
Cloud attacks, dodges, and blocks all in real time. His standard
Okay.
attacks do some damage, but they barely scratch the surface of Cloud's true potential. Succeeding on the battlefield requires much more than just hacking and slashing. Cloud needs to be tactical. He needs ATB. 2 ATB bars are displayed in the lower right. These fill
Okay.
up slowly over time, but fill much faster as Cloud lands standard attacks. Once an ATB bar is full,
Notice the
you can
materia is
enter
actually in his
tactical
slots on his
mode.
sword.
Yep.
Time slows to a crawl, and you have the opportunity to choose actions from the command menu. Katase-san, I've had the
Oh.
pleasure of seeing quite a bit of the game, but tactical mode never gets old for me. I could just sit here.
That's
all day
actually
long
pretty
and
cool.
watch this
Yeah.
Beautiful slow motion action.
観客の皆
Being
さん
able
ね、
to-
おそらくね他の部分ももう少し
I'm
知りたい
assuming
の
you
で
could also during this you'll be able to
い
switch
かが
between
でしょうか。
characters and see the whole
Right.
battlefield.
Well, because you can see the arrows next to
Right,
Cloud's
everyone?
name.
Also, I see a limit gauge there.
Good point,
Uh-huh.
point. Well, once in tactical mode, you can choose to perform various abilities,
Shut up.
such as Cloud's Braver attack. Using an item in battle will deplete an ATB charge, and if Cloud has the right materia equipped and
Yep.
enough MP, he can use ATB charges to cast spells. Of
Okay,
course,
all right.
this being a remake, we're sure to see some familiar faces.
Barrett looking
Use of
awesome.
his iconic gun arm, Barrett is able to target enemies at a distance. Barrett's standard attacks generate ATB charges similar to Cloud, but his abilities are entirely different. Switching between characters in combat is done with a single button press, which makes rotating through party members a snap. Speaking of other party members, Katase-san, when are we going to see Tifa in action?
Maybe soon.
Soon.
Characters will continue to fight even when you're not controlling them directly, but it's up to you to choose how and when ATB charges are used. You can maximize your effectiveness by switching between characters or issuing commands to characters with full ATB bars. Every enemy has a focus gauge that fills up as you do damage. When the gauge is full, the enemy becomes staggered and you'll deal bonus damage. Tactical mode evokes the command selections from the original Final Fantasy VII and allows players to enjoy battle while taking the time to think strategically. For players who prefer fast-paced action, abilities and spells can be bound to shortcuts for immediate execution. Shortcuts make combat extremely dynamic, but the choice of using them is entirely up to you. Right, Katase-san?
そうですね、プレイスタイルに合わせて楽しめるゲームになっておりますので、ぜひご期待ください。
That's right. The game has been made so that you can choose how to play. I hope players get excited about this.
I'm pretty excited.
Introduction to combat in Final Fantasy VII Remake, and we look forward to showing you a whole lot more in the coming months. For now, let's see how Cloud and Barret do against a more formidable foe.
Say the first boss.
You double-crossing!
Heads up.
What in the hell? Hey, how the hell do we fight this thing?
It's got reinforced armor plating, but the internals can be overloaded. Lightning magic.
No other option, huh?
Shit.
Should I be worried?
It's on you.
Guess it's my turn.
My silence is because I'm paying really close attention.
Yeah, I'm just like, what? Like, it looks like it's a fun game. I kind of prefer the combat system shown here to the what was shown in 15. 15 had a pretty fun combat system, but I kind of like this one a little bit better.
Yes. Very cinematic.
Oh yeah, very cinematic, very cool looking. It feels like what you kind of imagined when you played through the fight yourself.
Yeah. Honestly, it's a bit more over the top than that, but yeah. Oh, he's scanning, and he's on the lock on. We're seeing like new phases and new stuff, which is fair. They really gotta nail the first boss to show you this is what we're doing to the game.
Yeah.
So he's captured, and you have to try and get him free.
Bingo. Focus on that core.
I actually love that this is all subtitled,
Yeah.
which gives me hope for... Well, I mean, I don't care about a Japanese audio track, but if you're going to do a Japanese audio track, you need to make as many of the barks and the in-game battle conversations be subbed as possible.
Yeah.
Because oftentimes those are forgotten. All right, I'm waiting to see that limit gauge. Missiles.
Damn it. Need to heal up soon.
Audio cues to tell you to...
You don't want to be hit by that laser.
Bloop, bloop.
Don't get hit. Take cover behind that debris.
Okay, so there's going to be actual, like, battlefield things to take advantage of sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Cloud's got his limit up, so it looks like we're probably going to see that limit break.
I would hope so. I'd say the only problem I think I'm having is this is a long fight.
Find cover and hunker down.
Again and again and again.
Did they say what Punisher mode is?
No, they haven't said that yet.
though. So that was his limit.
Taking over. Going in.
Cross slash score.
Pretty cool.
I do appreciate that you can save limits,
Yeah.
hopefully outside of battles too, because that was probably one of my biggest problems with FF7 is once you got a limit, you had to use it or use an item. You couldn't save them really. Or at least if I could, I wouldn't know how.
It's gonna turn out that all these years later, you could have done that.
Probably.
It fell into the power goo. Thank you for the extended shot of Barrett's ass.
Damn thing showed you how it's done.
Come on, you got me.
I did like how they made it seem like he was kind of reacting to the audience there. Yeah, I mean,
Please welcome
looks nice.
Nomura, director.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, there he is.
Hey, it's Tetsuya himself.
Tetsuya, they're forcing me to work on 3 games at the same goddamn time, Nomura.
Thank you for joining us, Nomura-san. It is an absolute honor
Everyone
to have you here.
really needs to calm down.
Katase-san, how do you feel working with Nomura-san once again on Final Fantasy VII Remake?
はい、彼とはですね、原作の FF7 以降、まあ何作か
Groin grabbingly
その
ecstatic.
仕事はしてるんですけども、
Nomura seems like they literally dragged him out of the office 2 seconds ago.
A little bit, yeah.
Probably did.
22年前と。
I was like, what am I fucking doing here?
Way fewer belts and zippers than I expected him to be wearing.
He just likes to
Since
put
the
people in
original
them.
Final Fantasy VII, I've worked with him on many titles, but it has been a while since we've actually had him work so heavily on a project like this, from the direction to character design to the story. And I'm really happy to see him working on this title with the same passion that he had 22 years ago.
はい、
野村さん、コメントどうぞ。
はい、今まで結構長い間お待たせしましたが、ずっと応援してくださっているファンの皆様、本当にありがとうございました。そしてですね、皆さん今日初めて、プレイ画面を結構長めに見たと思いますが、おそらく想像
These
して
two
た
look
もの
like
と
they're
は
begrudgingly standing there.
Yeah, a little bit.
So first and foremost, we wanted to extend our gratitude to those who have been waiting so patiently and have been supporting us for such a long time until now. And also, we've taken a look at gameplay right now, and we've fairly showed you a good bit.
でですね、まあそういうわけなので皆さんぜひ
That's a weird camera angle.
じゃないかなと思いましてですね、実際に
They want to show you how intently people are watching.
触ってみたいですかね。
That's a nice tattoo that lady
And I
has.
was
It's very
wondering,
nice.
Do you guys want to actually play the game?
Nah, I'm good.
Not particularly.
明日から開催
If
さ
they
れ
tell me a
ます
demo is
E3 のですね
available, I will be
スクエアエニック
very
スブース
interested.
の方で、セブンリメイク、
Well, you can't. Go home.
ぜひ機会のある方は、
I'm keeping this game for
So we
myself.
actually have playable demo kiosks available at the
Oh.
Square Enix E3 booth. So I hope you have the opportunity to try
Okay.
it out.
Well, hopefully there'll be some cool footage of that online I can look at.
Yeah.
はいそれではですね、最後に、皆さんにご覧いただきたいものがありますので、ぜひ、昨日はですね、コンサートの方でショート版のトレーラーを、公開しましたけども、今日はロング版をご用意してます
Long
ので、
stretches of Japanese talking that we
Yeah,
don't
unfortunately, I think I
understand.
know where about half the time's going to come from.
Yesterday we showed you a short version of a trailer at the Final
Oh,
Fantasy VII
this is going to be a long
concert.
version?
Today
a
we
trailer?
have a longer version.
Nice.
That's neat.
I'm actually kind of glad I didn't waste my time watching the short version.
I am
Take a
also.
look.
I was actually only expecting the short trailer, so this is actually pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. There's Aaron. Aaron the flower girl.
Loveless. God damn it, Gacked.
These sewer rats appear to call themselves Avalanche, sir.
Oh,
You can have it for saving my life.
Thanks, Jesse.
You think he's a keeper?
Oh my god. Y'all gotta look at the bigger picture here. Nothing worth fighting for was ever won without sacrifice.
Help me!
Oh, hey, there she is.
She looks fine.
Now say shilly shally dilly dally.
You've been a good girl.
She looks fine. People are gonna bitch, but she looks fine.
She looks like Tifa.
Yep.
Having second thoughts.
I know we have to think big if we're going to make a difference. But not like this.
Not like this.
Eggs and
I
chips.
feel trapped.
Do you? Okay, I see.
My turn.
So they've turned the train into a fight?
Looks like.
No, I guess maybe it was just a cutscene. There we go. She looks awesome.
Got that dolphin blow action.
Get going.
So this is after they got thrown down from Don Cornelius. I'm getting hype, Ryan.
You should be. This is good.
There he is.
Some-
There's Sebastian.
Yeah. Sometimes you need to be hyped for things because they're good.
Got you now.
Somersault. There's the flying robot.
You're not real.
Okay, I'll give the audience that one.
I have a favor.
I will give them that one.
Run away. You have to leave. You have to live. You bastard! Hold on to that hatred.
Yeah, I mean, it looks good.
I'll save some of my other things I actually want to talk about.
Available worldwide, 3/3/2020.
That's a weird way of putting it, but okay. I'll save some of my actual thoughts for later. I want to
Pre-order deluxe edition now.
I mostly just want to go ahead and write on the fact that it does look pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. First class edition
And you get Cloud on a motorcycle.
for
Oh, there's a Namazu.
$600.
That was the little fish thing. They're
Yeah.
they're dumb idiots. I love
Okay,
them.
cool. All right, everyone, we're moving on. We don't have time. Life is Strange. Okay, Life is Strange.
Don't nod.
You know, we might have wanted to build up to FF7.
No. After Life is Strange and the Awesome
Adventures of
Adventures of
Captain
Captain Spirit.
This is, I think, season 2 of Life is Strange.
How do you feel?
Or episode 2 of season 2. I don't fucking know. Unfortunately, I own Life is Strange, but I haven't actually played it yet. I think because I was saving it for the channel.
My entire Twitter feed is a huge fan of Life is Strange.
Time to hit the road. You'll be fine, Daniel. As long as we're together.
I want to see what his power can do.
Come on, Daniel.
Oh.
You got this.
Starting to be able to control his powers.
Oh no.
No, I shouldn't do this.
God, bitch, you crazy?
You're ruining it.
I'm so sorry, Daniel. I'm really glad I got to meet you.
It's the same for me.
Bro hug. What a nice dude, man. It's the puppy! The puppy! We got a puppy!
Dogs are good.
Daniel! Come on! Run! Do it, Daniel! No!
Oh, this is gonna be the cliffhanger.
I don't need this.
This is a bad idea.
If I'm being 100% honest, it's not that I don't like it. It's just that if I needed to see people reacting to this, I'd go watch their reactions to it.
Yeah.
This game is awesome.
It feels like the game is presenting us with an image, and then is also presenting us with a here's how to react to this image by watching their reactions.
So that was Life is Strange.
Which I am about. Apparently Life is Strange 2 is out now?
I thought at least the first episode was already out.
I don't know.
Maybe it's complete now.
Ages long ago, miasma has blanketed the
Oh, I was like, I know I recognize that music. This is fucking Crystal Chronicles.
deadly miasma in check.
I forgot. Yeah, this was coming out, wasn't it? Crystal Chronicles HD.
Yep.
These are the chronicles of brave young adventurers.
I fucking love this game, dude. I never beat it, but I just loved playing it so much. And now it's going to be on Switch.
Miasma would consume us all, correct?
We might have to play it.
I'd be okay with that. I'd never actually played Crystal Chronicles despite owning a GameCube.
You are the jug carrier. We'll switch off. I'll have to see how much I actually remember.
Keep the adventure close at hand.
I think it was what made...
On smartphones.
Oh, it's on smartphones too.
Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered Edition. This winter,
PS4, Switch, App Store, and Google Play.
I think it was the game that made me fall in love with the idea of going to the same place, but it changes over time.
Yep. This is Octopath for PC, which is already out. Yeah. Did you not know Octopath was on PC?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be Switch exclusive.
Nope.
God, that must... I don't know how they can make that game look any prettier.
Now the true lesson begins. The hunt is on. This is the beginning of your end. Conjure lightning.
This will settle.
I think, if I remember correctly, that thief was Chris Niosi.
Yes.
Let's end this, shall we?
My brand, I'll strike you down.
Shout out to Kerbifer.
I'm ready for you.
Yeah, there he is.
This is our chance.
Octopath Traveler.
I wish him the best in his adventures, but he is kind of becoming a Yuri Lowenthal to me, where I can kind of recognize his voice in an instant.
Yep. Download now on Steam.
Oh, okay, cool.
Octopath was pretty good from what I played. I didn't beat it.
I played the demo. I heard the biggest problem it has is that because the story has to revolve around the characters individually, they don't tie together. Oh, Last Remnant HD.
You know, honestly, that's fine. The way the story is told, I think, works as long as you kind of remember that it's about... Each character's story is about that character. It's not...
Yeah, but unfortunately, that kind of means that you're going around saying, I have to defeat you. Let me pull my 4 friends out of my butt. And then you also you do get like small interactions.
Mm-hmm. Well, at the same time, a lot of your stuff takes place in like similar places. It's like somewhere you go for somebody's chapter 2 could be somebody else's chapter 4. So
that available tonight on Switch.
Yep. It's a choice, and I approve of it.
Yeah.
I like this whole.
That's more of a personal thing.
Yeah.
To...
I like this whole painting thing they're going with.
Oh yeah. They did a similar thing last year, but this is a very good aesthetic. Is that a Dragon's Quest?
It's better. It's the one, the only,
It's Builders.
The builders,
Yep.
builder of the game. It's Dragon Quest Builders 2.
Yeah.
Dragon Quest Builders 2. Play Minecraft. but not associated with that guy who doesn't exist.
That worships destruction has outlawed the building, cooking, and creation of all things, and captured the builders.
No, Trunks! That wasn't captured. That was kill.
An apprentice builder manages to escape the clutches of evil.
Can you tell that Akira Toriyama designed these people?
The help of your spirited and mysterious companion, Malroth.
Who's definitely not Vegeta.
Or Magus. He gives me a Magus feel.
Yeah.
I think it's the two hair thing. Going back like antennae.
Yeah. I mean, good.
Diverse islands and discover your true potential as a master builder. There is a land of
I mean, I heard we had a friend who played Builders 1.
Yeah.
And said it was really good, and apparently this is going to improve on a lot of the problems that it had. I should say, like, the few interferable problems. Like, I think the
it's bigger.
Yeah.
Build huge structures in a larger world.
I think I heard someone say that one of the bigger problems was
from the eager islanders.
the maximum build height was really low, so you couldn't go very high with stuff. Which I think they said they fixed the overall ceiling.
I mean, it definitely looks like they did.
Yeah.
Mines and spectacular castles. Dive into the watery depths to discover hidden treasures. Climb the highest mountains to catch the sunset. And glide
Ford every stream. Follow every rainbow.
Okay, my problem is that any game like this you give me, my first immediate thing that I'm gonna do
is build a giant dick?
No, it's to literally go to the highest thing I can and level the entire land out around it. I have this weird thing I do that.
Okay. I don't think that was a thing they were considering when designing the game.
Nope. I mean, no, the way I play these kind of builder games is definitely weird. In that I like to take everything and then just turn it into a flat plane.
Hey, you know what I'm seeing here? I'm seeing how you can build something and you can have the people around you help out and work on it while you build it. It's almost like a base of some kind that you're building.
You're building a base of some sort?
With an NPCs. It's almost like it's that thing I really like. Oh, so that's always fun.
It's a slime.
I think that's what I like about it too. Is there's a lot of weird shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can also just do the Minecraft thing, or you can play around with the fun stuff they create for you.
That's cool.
It's more than just Minecraft with Dragon Quest slapped on top of it. If that makes sense, you know. They actually put some thought into what they were gonna make.
Although, to me, Minecraft with Dragon Quest on it is already a fine thing.
I mean, you could probably mod that very easily.
Yeah, but then you'd be associated with...
Also, that guy had a lot of enthusiasm for his game.
He did.
July 12th. I think we already knew that. That's going to be on the Switch, too.
Playable demo available on the PlayStation Store June 27th.
Look at her do a little dance. July 12th. Switch!
Nintendo
It's going to be 11. It's Dragon Quest 11, the good version. I find this, we are going to play this. Or, I'm sorry, I am going to play this. It might be on the channel.
Yeah. I mean,
I considered getting it on Steam. When they announced this version, I knew I was going to get this version.
Yeah.
The ability to switch between the two art styles is adorable. The fact that they fixed the music bugs. There's apparently going to be new story elements. I think all of that is just great.
Oh, yeah.
And that's all on top of what I've heard is one of the best RPGs that came out last year.
Echoes of an Elusive Age Definitive Edition S.
I'm sorry. Echoes of an Elusive Age S Definitive Edition.
Available this fall. Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
Still didn't get a concrete date on that, though.
The style switch is really cool. I like that.
Because apparently that's what the 3DS version was.
Yeah.
So the fact that you can get both of those, and there's still no announcement of whether it's going to be on different, going to be an upgrade for other consoles, other versions of the game. Okay, what are we doing?
This is the Square Enix Collective, so it's the indie group.
Go India. The Turing test. Black the Fall.
Children of Zodiacs. Tokyo Dark.
Okay, I've heard of that one. That was probably the only one I think I've heard of.
Deadbeat Heroes. Oh my God, heads. Fear Effect Sedna.
Octahedron. I'm not familiar with.
Forgotten Anne.
I know that one. That's the really pretty one that uses like smooth animation. Italian 1944 Eastern Front. This is more just like a...
This is an indie reel pretty much.
Forgotten Anne was another consideration.
Here we go. Coming up next in 2020, Car.
Hello everyone, this is Carolina.
Alberto and Carlos Mastreta.
Hi.
We're a family of motorsport fans from Mexico, and we're the founders of Original Fire Games.
Over the last few decades, we have seen a fascinating evolution in racing games. And nowadays, you
yeah, there's Legos in that shit now.
Amazing recreations of the best tracks in the world.
However, it's time to try something different. We want to do this by reviving a style that pioneered racing games decades ago.
Our game mixes top-down racing with a classic, sharp arcade look and tactile driving physics, which brings together a whole range of styles and eras of motorsport.
We are delighted to share this moment with you.
And show a sneak preview of our game, which Square Enix Collective will publish in 2020.
Join us for the ride, and see you again soon.
These always remind me of slot cars.
Yeah.
And I love it. I didn't have slot cars. I had a NASCAR track with the chargeable cars that you just kind of let go and they went on their own, but it's the same kind of feeling, I think.
I had a slot car track that we only set up like twice because they were
Circuit Superstars.
It always took forever to work, but it's really cool. Yeah, that looks really neat.
God damn it, keep looking down for 2 seconds.
Battalion 1944 recaptures the core of classic competitive first-person shooters. You'll need to quickly coordinate strategies with your team on the fly.
Oh, by the way, apparently Crossfire is a big Korean title.
Yeah, I found that out the other day too.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of other people's reactions, which is why it came up right after Phantasy Star. Though from what I can tell, it is wonderfully generic, just really good, and it's Korean made. So. What? Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Tournaments, rankings, and leaderboards.
Into your team deathmatch.
Team deathmatch.
Team deathmatch.
Team deathmatch.
Team deathmatch.
Team deathmatch.
Battalion 1944 prowess and unlock visual customization rewards.
Oh.
Each season will bring
I always like the old-timey machine gun with the ammo slot like way out to the side.
Oh yeah. You ever see those? That one guy does those animations of the really crazy ones, like the giant pistol.
Yeah.
Or the banana clip that's actually a banana. I hope that guy has a nice job.
And a whole host of new weapons just as deadly as their owners. With a range of environments to test your skills in, and a variety of weapons at your disposal, play as a team and compete to be top of the leaderboards.
So here's the thing that I actually kind of prefer about historical shooters versus like modern shooters.
What's that?
It feels like you can actually balance the guns in a more interesting way because you can use the technical limitations of the time to impose limits on the guns.
Oh yeah, they're more like natural limits other than...
Yeah, as opposed to now where it feels very gamey when they're balanced. That woman has a coffee. And
excuse me, gentlemen, could you, Theatrism Mobile? Theatrism Mobile?
Square Enix Music is now available on streaming services. Sad trumpet.
Okay, cool.
Neat.
I'm a little sad because I was kind of getting hyped for Theater of the Memorable. Hey, there's that Kingdom Hearts 3 Mind footage we were looking for.
Yep.
Is it going to be... Yeah, it's the same
so, the cute words of darkness.
So,
it's useful.
I have no idea how we're going to how or if we're
So how did it go? The world tour.
Why is he Sebastian the Crab? Oh wait, is his real name Tabaxian?
In an awful way, I realize just how necessary I am.
His eyes aren't yellow. So yeah, Riku playable in a boss fight, Aqua playable in a boss fight, Roxas playable in a boss fight.
What appears to be a Roxas mode for Sora.
Yeah, whiny piss babies got their Oathkeeper Keyblade. Who are you? The real question is, who art thou?
Alright. It
Actually,
doesn't make a difference to me anyway.
To be fair, those are both legitimate questions.
I'll just keep playing dumb. The real question is, who are you, Luxid?
Baby.
Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind DLC. Coming this winter. We'll remind you then.
Oh, that's where the Coda thing comes in. Okay.
Please
There's a Coda symbol.
Yoshi P is here!
Final Fantasy 14
This is the part where I get excited. Hi, Yoshi P. Oh, fuck yeah, Shadowbringers theme.
It's a pretty sweet song. So why is he called Yoshi P?
It's just his nickname.
Okay.
Because, you know, Yoshida.
Hey, Yoshi, look, the stream is working. It's working. Don't worry, we have it until 8.
すいません、短い時間ですが、僕からはいよいよこの7月2日発売となるファイナルファンタジー14拡張パッケージ第3弾漆黒のヴィランズの紹介をさせていただきます。
So we'd like to take a little bit of your time to show off Shadowbringers Final Fantasy XIV's third expansion pack, which is releasing on July the 2nd.
I think you mean June 28th, since everyone who's anyone has pre-ordered it already.
レルムリボンが発売されてから、6年が経ちました。なんと世界で累計登録アカウント数1600万を突破し、なんとこのですね、漆黒のヴィランズの発売を前にして、有料会員数も過去最高を、更新することができました。これらはすべて世界中のプレイヤー、光の戦士の皆さんのおかげです。この場を借りて改めてお礼申し上げます。
It's been 6 years since the release of A Realm Reborn in 2013, and over the years we have surpassed 16 million total registered users. Plus, we have
of which I am one.
The highest number of active subscribers in history, in its history, before the launch of Shadowbringers. This is all thanks to our players, our warriors of light.
That's you!
Yes. Though soon I shall become the warrior of darkness.
Doesn't sound like a good thing to do.
We have to balance the light.
Oh.
We
Perfectly
view
balanced.
Shadowbringers
This
as,
thing
as
should
more
be.
than a simple expansion pack, but as a new game filled with volume and gameplay experiences that are comparable to a brand new standalone RPG title.
That's kind of something they've said with every expansion.
Yeah, I know. It was just kind of a weird.
Yeah, the way the phrasing is a little weird.
Yeah.
これからファイナルファンタジー14を始める皆さんにも多数の新規の要素が用意されています。
And
They're talking about
there's
Gunbreakers
so
and
many new
Vieras.
elements
I
in the
heard
game
that.
For those who have yet to play Final Fantasy XIV, including 2 new jobs, the Gunbreaker and the Dancer, as well as 2 new playable races, the Hrothgar and the Viera.
The Hrothgar are basically the Ronso from 10.
The sexist casts.
シリーズの最新作としてファイナルファンタジー7リメイクの発売2020年3月3日
He said remake! Everyone cheer!
お楽しみください。
We are excited to bring Shadowbringers as the latest installment in the Final Fantasy franchise for our fans to enjoy, at least until 2020 March 3rd. when Final Fantasy VII Remake comes out.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
I love Yoshi. He's such a nice guy. He's got a neat shirt on too.
I am been trying to figure out what it is.
We are pleased to bring a world premiere of the launch trailer for Shadowbringers, releasing on July the 2nd.
Oh, that's neat. Well, because they've shown a trailer before, and they've added to it kind of every time. So I'm wondering if this is going to be the... Okay, no, this is definitely a different trailer.
Well, if it ain't the oldest joke in the book. And when, pray tell, did we last have a dark night? Over 100 bleeding years ago.
He wanted to say fucking.
In that chaotic no man's land between realms, time and space warp and blend in unexpected ways. What Urianger saw was the future.
That's how the Sin Eaters came to be. They were once living creatures, or people, that were caught in the path of the flood.
So we're going with the creepy angels look.
Mm-hmm.
The eternal light of these creatures has confounded us for nigh on 100 years. For each we have put down, another has risen up in its place, born of the self-same ether, relinquished by its predecessor. That's him. That's Vorthree.
Ugh.
Sin Eaters are part of Yulmore society. But they must be fed with ether. Living ether.
He'll kill you like a small dog. Is that Ishtola?
Yep, that's Y'shtola.
I know Ishtola.
This world is beyond saving. Like those who try to save it. This world has had its fill of heroes.
I'm waiting for like a random serious face Lalafell to show up, but I'm not seeing any.
Jrpaguhs. That was fucking soulless there. God damn it, soulless. The guy who did the thing with his face.
Oh, okay, cool.
Everything we did.
Was that a Lalafell?
No.
Oh.
What was it for?
That time has come. Become what you must.
How many years have I waited for this moment?
Become the warrior of darkness.
Her blessing. For you.
Throw wide the gates.
Through prayer and sacrifice, the will of the star was made manifest.
I'm sorry, I can only assume I misheard, but it sounded an awful lot like you were implying both Zodiac and Hydaelyn are not gods, but...
They are gods after a fashion, yes. The eldest and most powerful of primals.
God fucking damn it!
That means something!
God damn it, Solus!
Cool.
God fucking damn it!
Yeah, right over there.
I have thoughts and feelings about this.
All right, we'll get to them.
Oh yeah, we're. This is my part of the video when it comes up. Hey, mannequins. Oh, that man has some skin problems.
That is a man he can.
He should exfoliate some more.
This is Dying Light. I guess the studio is technically owned by Square Enix. Again, Dying Light 2 looks pretty damn good. Yeah. For a sequel to Dying Light, it looks like Dying Light 2.
Parkour. We're doing parkour.
Gonna do that parkour. Gonna core all the pars, and then I'm gonna do a dive roll, and I'll kick off the wall, and I'm not a Dark Knight.
Man, Mirror's Edge 2 existed.
Mirror's Edge Catalyst?
Yeah, sure.
Technically a prequel.
I don't know or care. My joke made sense.
Yeah.
I hope you don't hit motion sickness the game.
I never had a problem with it. Yeah, cool, nothing new there, but
Lying Dite 2.
They own it, so nice of them to speak about it. They own it. It was nice of them to mention it. Yeah. Okay. Uh-huh. Very pretty.
This was the picture frame we started on, I think.
I believe it was. Wicked!
2 celebrated RPG classics. Finally come west.
Romancing Saga 3. I want to say I have at least heard of this. Some stories, tales, legends. Your choices matter!
Thank goodness. Every playthrough, a new adventure.
A new perspective. A new lobster. A new hero. Saga Scarlet... Fuck!
Hey, a new Saga game.
Saga Scarlet Grace.
Farmer, Nobility, Executioner, Creamist. That's a cool looking world map.
I'm assuming these are popular games that just never got brought over.
It's entirely possible.
And they're now being done so.
Well, yeah, the Saga games were always kind of weird in terms of what got released and what didn't.
Saga never dies, ends. Saga lives on. Saga never lives on. Hey, both are Nintendo Switch. Wow, Vita! The Vita's not dead!
Yay! Man, between the Vita and the Wii, we're getting some new guys. That's a view of the camera view.
Whoa, cam reception. Looks like we have at least 2 pictures left here.
Yeah, a couple more.
Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. Enjoyed by fans the world over, has surpassed 39 million downloads.
It has.
It's clearly not their worst Final Fantasy mobile game.
International reveal of a new title born.
It's not fucking all the bravest. I'm more of a record keeper person myself.
These 2 titles, FFBE and War of the Visions, will be the pillars of the growing world of Lapis.
Lapis.
I mean, I liked Brave Exvius when I played it. I just didn't want to keep playing it.
This is the story of Ardora, a continent of Lapis.
I definitely prefer the way that Dissidia did it, where it was the weapons and armor that were things you got from random drops, and the characters were kind of set.
A conflict later
because it's always the characters I give a shit about.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically how Record Keeper did it. Like, characters are unlocked through events, but it basically just unlocks them faster for you. Like, I don't think there's any character that is unlocked in there that you couldn't just get through the campaign. Plus, they give you, because they got horns. They give you little things that'll unlock characters for you, too, if you miss them, so. But yeah, mostly it's the weapons.
Fennis, where the king of the savages has organized the barbarian tribes into Ardura's mightiest militant state.
That's a titty lady.
And a titty man.
Wesset, the great eastern kingdom.
Was that?
Over which reigns
Winter is coming.
Led by fucking Julius Caesar, apparently.
Julius Caesar, Russian man.
A religious city-state with believers throughout Ardura, founded by one who claims to be God.
He looks like the kind of person who would claim to be God.
Yeah.
Curtain drawn on a struggle in which the fate
Ooh.
rests.
Mobile tactics.
Yeah, I mean,
nice.
Homeland.
It looks pretty cool.
Fire Emblem wasn't that bad. I'm assuming this is then that you will summon up characters who will from various games who will be your tactics.
Probably.
Now
Coming
in
worldwide.
War of Visions.
From the creators of Gears of War Judgment and Bulletstorm.
Ooh, Bulletstorm's a good. People Can Fly, yeah. They made Painkiller too.
Neat.
They're good. They're good first-person shooter guys.
Not actual gameplay footage.
What are you showing me, buddy? That's a guy?
Okay, yeah.
Is this Spirits Within, the first-person shooter?
I was gonna say, is that guy really big or is perspective just fucked?
Outriders.
That looks pretty neat.
Yeah, it does. Summer 2020. Okay, People Can Fly. I see ya.
Outriders.net.
Please welcome Sebastian Wojciechowski, studio head.
I would love to if I was sure I could pronounce that.
Thank you, Stephen Wojciechowski.
You didn't say it right.
Thank you, Stephen Worcestershire sauce.
Now you're just doing it on purpose.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening.
Sebastian Wojciechowski, studio
You're
head
damn
of
right you
Fly,
are.
The studio behind Bulletstorm and Gears of War Judgment.
And
Yeah.
other
any
games
Bulletstorm
too.
Fans? In the house?
Yeah.
All right. Wow. Let me tell you, it feels great to be here and feels amazing to be able to finally announce Outriders.
I appreciate it. Good job for you.
I'd like to thank the team at People Can Fly. You guys are amazing, and I know that some of you are watching this live, even though it's 4 a.m. in the morning in Poland, so make a noise for them, please.
Whoa.
Hooray. Go outside and yell at them.
Thank you.
Good job,
Thank you.
Poland.
And of course, Square Enix for the help and support as we work together on this exciting new IP. You know, over the past few years, People Can Fly has grown to over 200 developers and 4 studios across Poland, the UK, and most recently the US to bring you what is our most ambitious shooter to date.
Cool.
That's saying a lot.
To
Shut
present
up.
more of our vision, I would like to take this moment to introduce a short video from our game director, Bartek Mita.
Okay.
So thanks a lot. More on Outriders this winter. Thank you.
I mean, I was intrigued by what I saw. I mean, again, it was very interesting.
I will definitely elaborate more later, but I want to see what we get out of this. I don't think we're gonna get much gameplay, but
shooters are in our DNA. It's our passion, and it's what we do. Outriders
there's a little bit of.
draws on all
So it looks
our
like it's third
experience
person.
from all our previous titles. It's a game we wanted to make for a very long time. We describe Outriders as a dark, modern shooter built with traditional values.
Okay.
By that, I mean we are creating an experience with a strong story that you can enjoy with your friends or on your own.
Yeah, it looks like 3 players. Co-op, probably.
We are confident. We are building a shooter with a powerful gunplay.
Look at those
weapon
guns!
They look pretty cool.
And a hostile new world. We want to
Oh,
spend
those are
many
so
hours.
cool! Look at you! Look at these good boys!
It's been in our heads ever since People Can Fly left.
I want those guns to shoot those monsters!
Yep. Is a 1, 2, or 3 player drop in, drop out.
1, 2, or 3 player drop in, drop out. Yeah!
In our game, you will create your own Outrider and journey
Okay.
across the hostile planet of Enoch in search of the source of a mysterious signal. It's a pretty dark and unforgiving world, and yes, there is a lot more depth to the game, but I can't say too much more right now.
Well, it's not coming out till next year. I imagine you've still got a lot of work on it.
Looks pretty fun.
Okay. All right. So we went the opposite direction of one of those paintings. So we still have a couple things left, apparently. I keep getting surprised by how much is going on here.
Yeah, they got a lot. Take notes, Ubisoft.
I wasn't going to throw shade, but... Oh, this is Oninaki.
Okay.
We celebrate
This was this premiere at the last Switch Direct. I might be pronouncing it wrong.
It is grief of death which shackles the living.
This is
Tokyo
RPG Factory.
Indeed,
Okay.
there is no greater affront to reincarnation. So we turn our grief to joy as we send off the dead. But the souls of those who held back their tears in life still need salvation in death. A duty that falls to the Watchers.
Who watches the Watch?
The Watchers sever the bonds that tie the lost to this world and send them off to the next.
Cool fuck.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
They navigate the emotions of the living and the dead. They prize life above all else.
Okay, so they got kind of a psychopomp thing going on.
I don't know what that is. I just agreed because
A psychopomp is a spirit or creature that generally serves as a sort of guide or person who sends you on towards death. They help guide the souls. So, like, Thanatos in Greek mythology is a psychopomp.
Oninaki. I got it right. Cool.
Oninaki.
I've watched that direct enough times.
They look pretty cool.
August 22nd on Switch, PS4, and Steam. Cool.
Another example would unfortunately be the idiots in Bleach count as psychopomps.
You mean Burn the Witch?
No.
The fans who have been waiting. Wait a minute. There it is.
Yup.
I told you! I told you it would get a pop!
Arrives remastered for this generation.
Cool. It just took us a little longer. I might actually play through this now. I could not get past the tutorials.
Couldn't be different in time?
No, I couldn't understand what the fuck junctioning was. Meanwhile, somewhere out there, a Spoonie cries.
This is undeniable proof that he totally owned you, lamer.
Oh, these characters. Da 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 da. There you go. What's it gonna be on? Everything. All right, everyone's happy.
Coming 2019 to the Nintendo Wii.
Did it say 2019?
Yeah. It did not say Nintendo Wii.
I would believe it. Following show was created from in-game footage. What? Oh, Avengers! Ah, I completely forgot! Alright. Okay, everyone needs to be quiet because I can't hear. Crystal Dynamics.
Avengers Day.
The Stark Man is back. Ooh! Look at those character designs.
Thor, Tony, check it out. At once. Try to keep up.
This just got a whole lot more interesting.
Were they told to wait until Endgame came out for this? Is that why it took so long?
Maybe.
That's, I think, supposed to be gameplay there. Small angry men.
Is that a joke? Did Thor make a joke? Cap, they got pulsar tanks.
That's Crossbones.
Yep.
And they seem to have grabbed onto the helicarrier. Oh no. Ooh. Woo! Cap's dead!
Some say they were set up.
Ooh.
Others call them murderers.
Do the Avengers pose a danger to society? That was the question, Bruce. That was the question.
Well, we all lost something that day. But that's not how this story ends.
Domination.
Well, it was the Avengers.
What are we waiting for?
Yeah, Avengers. Okay. Square Enix's Marvel's Avengers.
Yep.
No dates or anything
Please
currently.
welcome Sean Eskai, Creative Director, Crystal Dynamics, and
Okay.
Bill Roseman,
Maybe we'll
Vice
get a little bit more
President
here.
and Creative Director, Marvel Games.
Wow. A lot of titles there, bruh.
Yeah. Thank you.
I like his shirt.
It's an alright shirt.
Everyone, okay, everyone chill. Everyone calm the fuck down.
Thank you, everyone.
That
We
shirt
are
says fuck
incredibly
Hawkeye.
excited to reveal Marvel's Avengers to the world.
About damn time.
A few years ago, Crystal Dynamics and Marvel
few.
began collaborating on an original Avengers game. One that combined epic action
And then this
adventure,
endgame
cinematic
bullshit.
storytelling. A game where we as players can experience in both single player and co-op what it's
Ooh.
like to be Earth's mightiest heroes.
Do I have any true believers in the house?
Woo! He said to Stan Lee.
Because
No.
you will instantly recognize your favorite superheroes and villains. But
Because you've watched their
you'll also
movies.
see that
Venom's not in here.
this game, as this is Crystal's interpretation of these iconic characters.
Which is why they don't sound like the expensive movie stars.
Okay, all right. All right, meme lord.
And the team's custom helicarrier, outfitted with a strange experimental energy source.
That always bodes
That
well.
was not a good idea, Tony.
In an attempt to steal this new technology results in massive destruction. Blamed for the tragedy, the Avengers are outlawed and our heroes disband.
Aw.
All heroes are just the Avengers specifically.
5 years later.
And our only hope is to reassemble Earth's mightiest heroes.
Avengers assemble.
You'll play as your favorite Avengers in an all-new original story showcasing authentic Marvel heroism and humanity.
Authentic.
It's about losing what matters to you most and fighting to get it back.
Can I play as Hercules?
No.
Then what good is it?
Honey, I think you mean Huncules.
Ooh, I'd like to make some sweet music with that
Our
boy.
story actually begins.
But like for real, Marvel Hercules is one of my favorite heroes.
Story about self-acceptance in the face of
I
adversity.
think She-Hulk kicked his ass.
About embracing
She did something to his ass.
and learning that together we are mighty.
Pegs were involved.
Yeah, well, Tony got pegged by Gamora, so.
You'll lead the team
'Cause he was
as
jealous
the
of
legendary
Hercules.
Super soldier, Captain America.
Who dies in the first 5 minutes?
Call down the lightning as the Asgardian god of thunder, Thor.
Who could the next three be?
Oof, I don't know, man.
Scientist Bruce Banner by unleashing the
The Hawkeye!
You'll gather intel and strike swiftly as the ultimate
Professor Time.
by Black Widow.
Okay, but be fair here. They put Black Widow in over Hawkeye.
You'll blast through the sky as the charismatic Tony
Nah.
Stark.
You know who would have been a really hilarious one right then? Because of the
Squirrel
way
Girl!
No, because the way the symbol looked.
Green Lantern?
Ben 10.
Oh, okay.
To bring this incredible story to life,
Ooh.
we've assembled an all-star cast. I'll let them introduce themselves.
Oh, okay. Who's playing who?
So, here we are. Avengers assembled. Who are you people again?
I unfortunately cannot recognize these people.
I'm Troy Baker, and I play Bruce
Okay, so
Banner.
we got
Hi,
Troy
Troy
Baker's
Baker.
Bruce.
And I play Captain America. I'm Travis Willingham, and I play Thor.
Hi, I'm Laura Bailey, and I'm playing
Lord Bailey!
Hi, I'm Nolan North, and I play Tony Stark.
Troy Baker and Nolan North cannot be in the same room together!
They are.
You know, so we'd like to have you play Tony Stark, Iron Man. Yeah, yes.
So they got the two the
You know,
two
everybody
Critical
else
Role married
portrays him
people
as
in
a
on it.
super confident
Of course.
character, and I think it's a mask for him. I think he's one of the most vulnerable.
I mean, I do
guys.
quite love Travis Willingham.
Bruce is just such a cool character. A lot of people are really quick to bring out the big green.
Troy's
But I think that
rocking that style
Bruce
right now.
is a super complex character. It's fun.
I unfortunately
I've never played him before.
do not recognize the second guy.
Natasha she's extremely capable, but she's at the core, she's human. She's surrounded by all of this
Large men.
stuff, and she has to step up to it.
I feel like Thor got really interesting in the last 10 or 15 years. For me, I like where he's
The last
kind of landed
2
as a
movies.
public eye. You know,
One of the things I think is cool about Cap,
I like how he's getting into character for Thor. Yeah.
he necessarily wants to be a leader. He accepts that he is. I feel like sometimes the best leaders are the ones who don't necessarily want to be, but they're right for the job.
having an original story to tell as well. What they've done at Crystal Dynamics is great. So I think everybody's going to be pretty stoked.
The Avengers are at their best when they are all together. But the chemistry is... do not shake.
Thanks everybody
Cute.
for joining us. Can't wait for you to be able to play the game, but right now, you don't have to wait for some exclusive content.
What? We're gonna show you a movie.
5 years after A-Day.
Do
Ooh.
the Avengers pose a danger to society? That was the question, Bruce. That was the question.
Did you even check the science? Did you check?
It was a heist, Bruce.
No.
We were outsmarted.
The Terrigen reactor was unstable, and you knew that, and you still.
Terrigen? Are you fucking idiotic?
We just give up. We didn't give up, Tony.
That's the shit that created the Miss Marvel. The Terrigen gas.
No, we failed him. We failed him.
Yeah? Woo!
Welcome, Scott Amos, head of studio.
I'm
and
sorry.
Megan Marie,
Who?
Senior community and social media manager.
I really hope they said yeah, they said Amos.
Oh, thank God, because I thought they were going to interest to Anus and we. Oh, wow,
Yeah.
we're going with Avengers here, aren't we?
Yep.
I guess they'd have to. That's how long we've been waiting. Hello.
Hi, Scott Anus.
You've just seen a high-level view of the cinematic and character-driven campaign of Marvel's Avengers. But
Yeah?
launch is only the beginning of this adventure.
Marvel's Avengers delivers a narrative over multiple years with exciting new
Oh.
content released at a regular basis.
Like the Avengers, you and your friends are stronger together. You'll assemble into teams of up to 4 players online where you can master extraordinary abilities, where you can customize a growing roster of heroes, and defend the Earth from ever-escalating threats.
You might actually get Hercules.
Oh, yes.
I hope so.
And to make sure everyone comes on this journey with us, we're incredibly thrilled to announce that every new superhero and every
Free.
new region will be
Free.
delivered at no additional cost.
Okay. There you go. I was a little worried about this, but you know, with the way you're saying it,
yeah.
So our promise to the community is that we won't have random loot boxes or pay-to-win scenarios.
Cool.
Okay.
Not saying no microtransactions, though.
Mm-hmm.
This game represents a collaboration across Crystal Dynamics,
Please clap.
Marvel Games, I know you're out here,
Please clap.
IDOS Montreal, these guys are here,
Please clap.
I think they're trying to get the teams to clap for themselves.
our new Crystal Northwest studio, and everyone at Square Enix.
Please clap.
Clap for Hulk.
So our game is about
Shut up.
embracing your powers and living your superhero dreams. We have an exclusive gameplay demo in our booth that will show you more of the core campaign, its original story,
I wanna
and
see
our
it now.
superheroes in action.
Then you should have gone to E3.
So, Marvel's Avengers will release worldwide on PS4, Xbox One, Stadia, and PC.
It didn't look like a Switch title.
We got you covered.
And
we're
Wii U.
excited to be partnering with PlayStation to bring some awesome surprises to the PlayStation audience,
PSVR.
including early beta access
Oof.
and unique benefits that we'll be revealing in the future.
We would have revealed them this year, but Sony didn't want to play ball.
We have one final glimpse into our world,
Okay.
including when you'll get to play this game.
Okay.
This is
I do think Sony were the ones who announced this game was coming. If I remember correctly, it was at one of their conferences that they said that they did the reveal of Square Enix Avengers. All right. Take down that boss in unedited gameplay.
The big bad Beetleborgs came.
Come on, Tony, live a little.
Who? Is that fucking Pym?
Unbelievable. It worked.
It's sort of cute when they're small.
Didn't doubt you for a second, Hank.
Yep.
That's Hank Pym.
May 15th,
2020. 5152020.
I think that's going to be the last bit.
I think so. Looks like we got all the pictures.
How colorful and widespread.
And down goes the curtain.
I don't know. I'm almost tempted to see if that last thing does. Nope, that's it. That was it.
All right. You turned off the mouse.
Ah, shit. That's all right. I would have gone to something else by now.
Okay, so I think this is the one we're probably the most positive about.
Wow.
Overall?
Really overall positive.
Because, like, we liked the Microsoft one, but we also had some, like, ups and downs. This was pretty much just straight ups.
To be fair to Microsoft, they had a large spread. It's just that it was a very few titles I was able to get very hyped for.
That's true enough.
Tales
That's true enough.
was pretty good. I was really excited for the whole Phantasy Star Online situation.
I guess in a way, like, this isn't a dig at Microsoft because in a way they were spreading out a wider net, and so there's people you're not necessarily going to catch.
A very mumbled but sincere statement that I thought that was a good performance, but I hoped it wasn't the high point of E3.
Yeah,
and I can officially say, as of right now, it's not.
Yeah, this was a really high point one. I'm looking forward to Nintendo tomorrow, but this is a...
Yeah, I'm still looking forward to Nintendo, but, you know...
Yeah, but in a way...
Nintendo sometimes has a lot of pressure on it to save E3 at the last minute. I mean, we're going to get a new Smash announcement that's going to blow half of this stuff out of the water.
Well, see, the thing is, like, Nintendo always seems to handle E3 a little bit differently than everyone else does. So
well...
Yeah.
But we'll talk about Nintendo later.
All right, I was going to save that. I think what's got it is on our screen right now. You guys are probably seeing something different, but right now it's got a little Mario and some amiibos up there. So
yeah. Look at Mario's giant blue dick.
Yeah.
Look at that dick. Stop that. Should we start from the top here?
Yeah, let's just start from the top and go on down.
Final Fantasy VII Remake, thoughts?
Good. I was kind of on the fence when I originally saw that they were going to do the whole, like, more 15-ish action style. Seeing the gameplay kind of put me at ease for that. The way they're integrating in the old ATB bar with the new stuff is really cool. It functions as a limit on magic while also having, MP.
Right.
The ability to kind of slow down and think through these kind of things is really cool. I like it a bit. I have always kind of had an on-off kind of thing with Final Fantasy VII because I never actually played it as a kid. I know the story because everyone kind of knows the story through osmosis at this point. But, like, I've watched Advent Children more times than I've played Final Fantasy VII. Let's say that.
Why? Is that a bad thing?
It's more. The first time I watched Advent Children, I fell asleep. So, to be fair, I was sick at the time.
Yeah.
But I'm really looking forward to it. I think I'll probably try and get a hold of it and play it. I would like to go back and play the original just because, again, it's a different idea of what's going on. But I like the way they're kind of doing this. Where it looks like this whole first section is going to be just basically like explore Midgard and deal with all the stuff there. Everything looked really cool. Everything looked really neat. I'm just kind of looking forward to it. Even if it's one of those games I don't end up playing, it's a game I'm looking forward to, and I think looks like they're... I mean, it's easy to meme on them, like saying, oh yeah, Final Fantasy VII Remake eventually, and then we just kind of get, like, just year after year of pictures of Cloud. I think they're
if I can be completely honest, if they were starting development when they announced it, this hasn't been long at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they pulled it off. I think they're going to pull this one out of their hats.
I'm going to slow down for a minute. I don't want to come across as being Debbie Downer. That was a really good gameplay trailer. That was a really good extended trailer. I think Tifa looks great. People are going to fucking bitch, but I don't give a damn. I think she looked awesome. Her animations were great. I think the battle system was awesome. I think everything was great. The reasons why I grumble and grimace. I am never going to be 100% on board for this remake until I'm playing it.
Yeah.
That's just going to be flat out there. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I remember when I was back playing the remake of Final Fantasy IV on the DS, saying I would be perfectly fine if all we needed to do with Final Fantasy VII was upscale the models and just re-release it. When they started announcing all of this, there's just a few things that I look at it and I go, I don't know how I feel about that. For one, the big boss fight that was super cinematic, he was jumping all over the place, going everywhere and everything. Like I said during the video, I get it. It's the first boss. You want to really build a precedent for what your boss fights are going to be.
Yeah.
They're going to be these big epic shows of flair and cinematic scenes. You didn't really need that. for that first boss, he was just a security droid.
Yeah.
That was there to stop you from blowing up a Mako reactor. And what's more, it kind of played into a slight problem I had where I felt more tension in that fight the first time I played it because I had a timer telling me I had 20 minutes to beat that boss and then get the fuck out. I remember the first time I ever was introduced to that game, my dad died in that opening section because he forgot how to get out of the damn... he forgot, he wasn't paying attention to how he got down there. It was hilarious. And here where we see the big boss fight, it goes on for a long period of time. And then it's only after that the timer begins. Now I have to imagine that you are still on a timer for that section.
Yeah.
I still have some worries that there's going to be stuff like, will it be possible for me to die in that opening area? If I was so terrible at this game that I got lost, could I die in the time in the timing thing? Because there's not going to be random encounters.
Yeah.
They're going to be there and you walk up to them and fight them. Everything's going to be planned. Am I going to be able to, when Aerith walks up to me and offers me the flower, can I say yes or no? Or is it going to be a cutscene and I don't have a choice? Because the scene in which we see her for a second, she's picking up the discarded flower. It looks like it's that scene where like he throws the flower off to the side or something.
Yeah.
I don't want to read too much into it because I don't know. Those are the kind of things that have me worried where I'm sitting here going, you're going to have me paying at the very bottom minimum $20 to experience Final Fantasy VII over again. Now, granted, it looks really good.
Yeah.
It looks really good, and I'm not even going to argue that, like, the added content onto Midgar, like, expanding out on Midgar is cool. I think that's a great idea. I can't understand why the hell I'm seeing Sephiroth this early, though. Sephiroth is so unimportant until he comes in and kills President Shinra.
I don't know. Maybe it's something that occurs just after he does that. Maybe it's his confrontation with. Maybe they just threw it in for the trailer to get people hype.
I have a feeling it's supposed to be when he's leaving the burning wreckage from after the Mako reactor explodes.
Yeah.
And all the fire reminds him of Sephiroth, and I have a vision of Sephiroth.
Maybe.
Now, some people will argue, they're just trying to make the seeds of what comes later in the game come up earlier. And that's why I'm not going to be able to rest until I'm actually playing the game and know how that really affects the story. Because to me, there's something to be said about the fact that the Midgar section is so completely divorced from the rest of the game. Like, you really don't know where the story is going to go when you get locked up in the Shinra Tower. And then, oh shit, everyone's fucking dead. And then, who the fuck is Sephiroth? And then you have the whole Nibelheim flashback, which I'm assuming is now going to be the start of Game 2.
Right.
I'm also a little curious on how the transfer from Game 1 to Game 2 is going to go. Is it going to be like you carry everything over, and if you don't have a save, you can also just use a generic start point? I'm assuming it'll go off of save data of some kind.
Yeah.
And hopefully when part 2 comes out, there'll be a digital download for it that's cheaper than a disc copy, so it'll actually be more like $80 for the full game, which I have no problem with. I'm super excited for the game, and I'm at the point now where I'm just gonna have to shut up and play it and get over it. They have at the very least assuaged my fears of it's only gonna be the 2 discs according to them, and hopefully I can just get over that by the time I finish the game.
Yeah. I will say in this case, I think part of the reason they would want to change the story structure around is that in the original, the question of, who is Sephiroth is an interesting question the first time you play through the game because you don't know anything. Sephiroth as a character is now so ubiquitous as a character in just video gaming in general that I think you can't really do that mystery anymore. So now there's a chance to retool how the game kind of shows it.
Well, it wasn't even really a mystery.
It wasn't a mystery.
It was solved immediately afterwards.
It was more of a MacGuffin.
MacGuffin. Well, that's also my problem is Sephiroth, as much as I actually don't mind the way Cloud is portrayed in here. That was a fear I had at some point, because a big problem with Cloud has been his evolution from kind of a weirdo to flat out emo. And a lot of people have tried to say, like, oh, well, that's just because, after all the events of Final Fantasy VII, he's like this now. And it's like, yeah, but what about media outside of Final Fantasy, where in every single interpretation of him, he's an emo edgelord?
Yeah.
I really wanted to hope that we'd at least start off with that kind of weird, wacky... The Cloud who also threatens to chop off Don Corneo's balls alongside Tifa and Aerith. That scene better fucking be in there. All of Don Corneo should be in that game, but I think everyone else agrees with that.
Put Cloud in a good dress.
I want all of the mini games to come back. I want that whole section to be, if not expanded, the same.
I want to do squats with muscular men.
I want to do squats. I want to get into a hot tub with 30 other guys.
Okay, I think we've talked about Final Fantasy VII Remake enough.
Is that the statement you want me to go off on?
Yes, we have talked about this a lot. Get in the hot tub.
I think I have some well-meaning concerns, but otherwise I am excited for the game.
Okay.
Life is Strange 2. I am really confused by that trailer.
Yeah,
I think that might have been announcing that Life is Strange 2 is fully out now?
I don't know. I'm just going to look it up real quick.
Okay.
Just so we're less idiots.
I've heard a lot of good things about Life is Strange, and unfortunately I know how Life is Strange 1 ends. Do you know anything about Life is Strange?
I've absorbed a lot.
Other than it seems to be about kids with weird powers.
Well, apparently the initial release date for it was September 27th, 2018. Episode 2 was released on January, and episode 3 released on May 9th of this year.
Okay.
Episode 4 is going to release August 22nd, and episode 5... so I guess it's just saying...
It must have just been a reminder of this is what you've missed
These
so
episodes
far.
exist.
You should be ready for the... So, maybe around the time when Life is Strange 2 is wrapping up, we might take a look at Life is Strange 1.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those... It's a very Telltale style game. A lot of this person will remember that... I don't know if a lot of it is decisions affecting things, but it's a very narrative-based story where you have to kind of mess around with time manipulation to figure stuff out.
Yeah.
I got it back. I got the entirety of 1 for free back on PlayStation Network a while ago, and I've just never taken the time to sit down and look at it. And then The Adventures of Captain Spirit, which is an in-between quel, is free.
Yeah.
And then there's Life is Strange 2. They're just talking about it, I guess. Crystal Chronicles is coming out this winter.
Yeah.
That is one of my childhood games. GameCube, sitting there with my Game Boy, painting my Moogle red so that I can see the monster tracker. Taking my Magicites and arranging them in the right order so I get cure. I get cure and heal to get like a special kind of cure. Fire and blizzard to get gravity. I think. Picking I kept starting that game over because you got to play as a different race when you started, and each one had its own benefits, and you got different like things. And I always loved playing with that game. I'd really like to take a look at it with a second player.
Yeah, I mean, I heard about Crystal Chronicles back in the day. It was one of the ones that people memed on a lot for being like the Final Fantasy that's kind of weird and offshooty and.
Oh yes, definitely.
Yeah. But I never played it. I would look forward to maybe playing it once it's released because it looked pretty interesting. I
don't actually know how long it is, to be honest.
Weirdly enough, the last time it had been mentioned before this was when like a bunch of characters for it appeared in Dissidia Opera Omnia. So,
yeah,
look forward to it.
I'm in love with it. Being on the Switch is great. Octopath Traveler is on the PC right now.
Yep. Octopath Traveler was a game I haven't played as much of it as I want to because I don't actually own a Switch. My brother does, and I just kind of borrow his occasionally. I really liked it. Again, the story choice is a choice, and it's not going to be great for some people, but
I think that's what the main takeaway you can do. I like, don't get me wrong. I think the idea of like having the 8 characters and everything is fine. It's just that, the fact that it comes up with that great premise to start with, and then doesn't really accomplish any kind of weaving of the stories together, other than having Tales of style skits where they can talk to each other.
There is sort of a post game kind of bringing everything together if you do some side quests.
I'm sure,
but in a way, it also kind of works in the character's favor because by having each of them contained to their own side quest, it allows them to kind of be their own characters. And while you can still have like skits where they interact with each other, it makes sense that like Ulbrich acts like Ulbrich during his quest. You don't have to worry about how Ulbrich would act if like Hannet was there versus if Ophelia was there.
They made a design choice and had to go with it, and I can respect that. And I just don't know if I would have preferred that over having a more rigid story where all the characters and everything flows together.
Again, I like it because it gives you the option of kind of, you know, going wherever and doing whatever with these characters. And it also has a lot of presentation that I really like. The visuals
the
of
presentation is never in question.
The visuals of it are gorgeous. The gameplay system is pretty fun, a little grindy at certain spots, but it's really fun, especially once you really get into the break system and the sub-job system.
Oh, yeah.
And again, I like the characters. I like kind of the way the map is laid out, and that there's essentially kind of 8 regions in almost more like a circle.
Yeah.
And as you radiate outward from the circle, stuff gets like higher in level.
Yeah, I played both demos. I fucking love Primrose's story.
Yeah, and the fact that characters' stories can intersect via location, like so, like your characters aren't necessarily going to be talking to each other, but like you could have characters whose chapters take place in different locations, and one of them whose chapters takes place like before the other. So
yeah,
but yeah, it's a game I found really, really fun. I don't know.
Did they say if it was on PC through Steam?
Yes, it's on PC through Steam.
So hopefully I can catch it on sale, because that was another reason why I didn't end up getting it, was because it was a $60 game. Oh, right, because I bought Shining fucking Resonance instead.
Good choices.
Goddamn fucking
Excella thinks you make good choices. What was the? Oh, I also like the out of battle systems the characters had, where you had a good and a shady version of the things you could do.
Yeah.
Where like you could challenge people to duels versus just kind of throwing your cat at them, and they actually had different ways they interacted, because like the merchant where you could buy stuff versus the thief where you could steal stuff. Like there'd be stuff people wouldn't be willing to sell, but that you could steal. There would be like people who would and would not be willing to follow the different ones, because like it's Ophelia and Primrose who like can recruit people to be part of your group temporarily, and they basically act like summons.
Right.
What's also kind of cool is like you can get different bits of lore by switching out which characters you're using, because like there's one who's an alchemist who just kind of like talks to people, and there's one who's a scholar who basically almost like researches people, like espionage style.
I guess in a way it's kind of similar to Mass Effect, but on a bigger scale, where you're really getting a different story depending on who you're taking with you.
Yeah.
But just because Garrus is with you on a mission doesn't mean the mission really changes.
Yeah. So I'm happy for it coming out on PC because it's really good. I kind of wish we'd gotten more of either a sequel or that mobile game that's coming out, but I feel like we should kind of move on, because we are kind of talking a little bit about a game that's already out. Whereas we've got games
Speaking
that aren't
of games
out
that have already
about.
come out, Last Remnant Remastered. I got Last Remnant when it was on sale because it was coming off the Steam store. They literally took it off the Steam store in order to make Remastered, I believe. Or at least that was the rumor going around. So yeah, Last Remnant Remastered is coming to the Switch. Did it say anything else?
That's all I really got from it.
I think that's all I saw was the Switch was getting it. Hopefully that's just what they're doing first.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we'll see that tomorrow at the Direct.
Probably.
They'll show off, hey, by the way, Last Remnant's going to be on ours. And that's going to be July 12th, I believe I wrote down.
Yeah, I think so.
Dragon Quest 11. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you have anything to say about
No,
Remnant?
I didn't really.
Okay. I played like 5 minutes of it. It has a weird combat system. Dragon Quest 11 Tales of an Elusive Age S Definitive Edition.
Looks cool. I'd be happy to play it.
Like I think I said it before. It was a game I heard a lot about. I was thinking about getting it. Then they announced this version, which is the only thing you could argue is not superior about it is the Switch's how the Switch runs it in its normal mode, and I don't give a shit. Yeah. So hey, guess what? Yeah. It's the superior version.
Looks fine. The idea to switch between classic and kind of 3D is really cool.
From what I've heard, the gameplay is pretty damn good.
Yeah, it's a Dragon Quest game. So
Dragon Quest. Well, my biggest thing is it's a Dragon Quest where you're not forced into a first-person mode.
Yeah.
I hate that. Circuit Superstars. We got a little bit of a look on.
That was the car game by the indie output. Neat. Looks like slot car
like I
racing.
said, looks like slot car racing. Cool beans.
Yeah, not a lot to say about it, but those people seemed really passionate, so I'm glad they're getting their game made.
Then they talked about Battalion 1944. Do we? I don't think we have anything to say. Actually, no, I do have something to say about it.
Yeah.
It was fine.
Yeah.
They talked about it for like a couple minutes and then moved on. They talked about it for a couple minutes and then moved on.
Yeah, and again, I brought up when it came out. I kind of prefer more historical shooters just because they give you interesting abilities to balance things as opposed to modern ones where it feels like it feels like modern guns almost feel like they have more like that super technology where it's like, my rifle versus like it's unless it's like a fucking sniper rifle versus a pistol versus a shotgun, like it feels like different versions of like rifles.
Yeah.
The balance feels really artificial and wonky. Like I know in real life there's a lot of differences for that you can do, but for one, I don't know about guns enough to care about that.
Yeah.
And for two, it's just from the outside looking on, it feels like a lot of that feels really just very finicky.
If there's two things I'd have to pick, it's either old timey guns or future guns.
Yeah.
Or old timey future guns.
Yeah.
Like BioShock maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, whatever. So someone enjoys that. Square Enix is putting their music on streaming services. Neat.
Good. You too cannot understand Soken rapping in the Rise theme to Alexander.
Sure, I'm sure that song is there.
Actually, for real quick.
Yeah.
Every Final Fantasy has really good music. The music in 14 by the Primal specifically is fucking fantastic. Titan's theme, Ravana's theme, Sephiroth's theme, Alexander's theme, the fucking Cruise Chaser theme, Brute Justice's theme. Basically, any raid theme is really good. Shiva's theme, when it gets to the actual, like, the part where it goes from, like, to Shiva fucking punk rocking in your face with a sword.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, a lot of them are really good.
Cool.
That's
I'd also like it. At first I was afraid it was going to be a standalone service or app or something.
Yeah.
But it's just they're adding it. I saw Spotify on there.
Yeah.
So you can add, because I was thinking like, why would I need a whole thing just to listen to Square Enix music when I could just pick and choose what I wanted and buy it or download it or whatever? And it's like, oh no, it's just that I can now add it to my Spotify list.
I was kind of hoping for a Theatrhythm game, but you know.
Hey, I think mobile will be great for Theatrhythm.
Yeah.
Especially if, maybe there was a way to import music from your phone that wasn't necessarily Square Enix, but you could enjoy it. Just saying.
No.
Just saying.
That's what Beat Saber's for.
Let's see, Kingdom Hearts 3. Already saw this trailer.
Yeah, we already saw this. So like,
nothing. But since we didn't have a chance to talk about it then, I don't know how
playable Kyrie or bust.
I don't know how to cover this on the channel. I was hoping it would be separate, but it looks like I'm gonna have to play through this and do my critical mode at the same time, because that's just adding in a bunch of shit, a bunch of cutscenes and stuff. Well, and hopefully it'll shut down the Sleeping Realms theory, because fuck those guys.
We'll have to see kind of how it plays out.
There was probably more information available out there than that was just the trailer, but from the looks of it,
I mean, it's not coming for at least 6 months, so we've got time.
From the looks of it, more than likely, in order to get the gist of it, you're going to have to do another playthrough, I think. But who knows? We'll see. Shadowbringers. I don't.
Okay, so
Dying Light 2.
I'm gonna go fucking full fanboy on this.
Why would you go full fanboy?
Okay.
on Final Fantasy 14?
So, spoilers for the story of Final Fantasy 14.
Oh, la 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 la.
You shut up. All right, do you care?
Not really.
Okay. This is for anybody, like the one other person who might listen to this, because I do post it on Twitter feed, and there are people who are on my Twitter feed who play this game, who are not done with the main story yet.
Losers.
Listen.
I'm kidding. I love you.
Be nice. Okay.
You're not nice to me. Fuck you.
Yeah, but I'm nice to people on Twitter. So, here's the thing. All right. The ending of Stormblood had basically had us ready to face off against the Garlean Empire, who are the guys who look like the judges from Final Fantasy 12 and have gunblades.
Okay. Don't just say keep going. Don't stop to explain shit to me.
Okay.
Because that's fine. Be out of context.
All right. So when us and our allies, which are people like Y'shtola and all the people you saw in the trailer who weren't the Dark Knight, who were with the Dark Knight, have started falling unconscious as something keeps calling to us and telling us to throw wide the gates. The premise of this expansion is that person is calling to us from inside the Crystal Tower, and we're being told that another realm, a shard of the Source, the first, is being flooded with light, which is something we found out about back in Heavensward and thought we'd put a stop to, because we sent one of our previous allies, Minfilia, over there to stop it, because she apparently merged with
You're explaining.
So that failed.
Yeah.
So we have to go over there and we have to stop it. So this is all on another world that is a pseudo mirror of ours. It's not a one-to-one where, like, if I was born here, then there's a version of me over there.
Right.
So light is invading, and that's what those Sin Eaters are, the weird angel-looking things.
I like them.
Okay. That dude with the thing on his face who looked
Yes.
like a fucking ass clown man?
Yeah.
Fucking Galvus. He is an Ascian who works for Zodiark, the opposite dark guy to Hydaelyn's light lady. And he's basically telling us that Hydaelyn and Zodiark aren't like actual like gods. They're summoned the same way Ifrit and Titan and Bahamut and everything
primals
else
of light
was.
and darkness.
They are primals of light and darkness who have just gotten so powerful
that they are unto a god.
Yes.
Cool.
Because the primals are considered gods by the people who summon them because they are super powerful.
The
and
fuck yeah.
the only way you can stop them is to have the blessing of light, which we thought was just a thing that stopped tempering. But if she's a primal, then Hydaelyn is essentially tempering us, which when Ifrit and Leviathan and Garuda and all them do it, makes you a fanatic mind-controlled servant.
Oh.
So we're going to have some questions to answer.
Well, yeah,
that was a fuck... like. To somebody who knows the lore of Final Fantasy, that was a fucking bomb drop.
Oh, of course. I could tell from the way they were speaking that it was a huge bomb drop. Like, obviously. Which is weird because I would always naturally assume that the only kind of god you would have in a Final Fantasy setting is going to be Chaos and Cosmos.
Well, because these are essentially positioned as Chaos and Cosmos.
Exactly. So now we seem to be presuming that they are not.
Yeah.
Or at least that if there is a god, it is not them. Well, I'm excited for you. I've been really eyeing 14 a lot recently because I've been hearing a lot of things that make me kind of want to reach out to it again. But I haven't made that jump quite yet.
Okay, if you do, just let me know. I'd be willing to help you out.
Yep. Well, I'll go ahead and say here, I've been considering looking for options to do weekly streams.
Okay.
So we're producing more live content, and I figure trying to start from level 1 on a character might be fun to do.
That could.
I'm just gonna do the jump potion. It'll be fine. But yeah, no, I'm excited for you. It sounds good. It sounds cool. I actually am quite interested in the story of this, which appears to be very easy to just follow along, and then you go to the next expansion, and then you go to the next expansion.
Yeah, I mean, they have a pretty... Their story is pretty fun.
Yeah.
They do a pretty good job of kind of weaving the stories together.
Plus, Y'shtola is bae. And
Y'shtola's pretty great.
I want to know more about her.
If you play through Heavensward, you get to...
Are they just...
see the implications of seeing her
Are
naked.
the characters there just kind of like iconics of each class?
Kind of.
Because it looked like we had what looked like an iconic... This is what the Gunbreaker is kind of guy.
Yeah, that
was
was Thancred, who has been... Okay, because the thing is, like, the jobs you take on...
Yeah.
Are in-game kind of rare. In the same way that, like, male cat people are supposed to be rare, but, like, anyone can roll one up.
16 million players. It's considered rare.
Because, like, each job you have to get, like, a little crystal that lets you use it. Because you start off as a class.
Oh,
so a lot of
barely default.
A lot of people are more classes than jobs. So, like, Thancred's was weird because for a while he was, like, a rogue, but now he's a gunbreaker because he job changed. Y'shtola has, it's been implied that she's changed to a black mage from a white mage because she was a white mage for a long time.
Yeah, she definitely is wearing a different outfit from last time I saw her.
Well, actually, technically she was considered a conjurer, not a white mage. Because white magic is rare and bad practice. But yeah, all the scions are there with you. Alize was a red mage, Alphino's a scholar, and Urian J, the guy in the hood, is an astrologian.
Cool beans.
Yeah.
Sounds cool.
Actually, what's really fun about this expansion is they're introducing what they call the trust system for you to run story dungeons with, which will be NPC versions of them that can act as like a dungeon party for you. So like Thancred is your tank, and you can have.
You mean I don't have to play with people?
Yes.
I'm buying this fucking game.
It's only for Shadowbringers dungeons, so stuff from earlier you can't do yet. But I mean, if it's well liked, they'll probably establish it. What's really cool is people from the media tour that happened about half a month ago now got to play through dungeons with them, and they actually have their own little unique little RPs and interactions.
That's really cool. So basically, it's encouraging you to play through the story mode with a group and with the NPCs.
Right, because essentially, if you just want to if you don't want to wait in a queue, or you're a little worried about doing the dungeon the first time with people because you don't want to mess up the mechanics, you can play with the NPCs and kind of learn at your own pace. If you want to do the dungeon to level or go quickly, then you can do it with other people, because the NPCs, there's stuff they can't do. Like, a lot of people like to pull huge packs in dungeons in FF14, and these guys obviously can't do that. They can't heal or tank fast enough, because again, unlike a player, they're not hitting buttons as fast as possible or doing optimal rotations. They're just kind of playing. So you can get through the dungeon, you'll know the mechanics, they'll do the mechanics fine, but if you want to go through fast or go through better, then you'll have to go through with people.
Okay, sounds cool.
Yeah.
Not to tear you away from the subject, but we've still actually got a lot to talk about.
We do. There's a lot here.
I don't think we have to say much more about Dying Light 2.
Nope.
Same as the last 4. Looks fine.
Yep.
The Saga games, it's one of those things where it's like, oh yes, the Saga games.
I know that exists, and I know people are excited for it. It looked neat. If I knew more about it, I'd probably be more excited.
The only thing I somewhat don't like, and this is something that's been used in other versions, is when they have the traditional graphics upscaled, obviously, but you have the pixel graphics.
Yeah.
But they have that really smooth, high definition, speech window bubbles.
Yeah, that's kind of
weird.
weird.
You ever notice that? It's really weird. I wish they would do a little bit more to make it feel like it fit in the world.
It pops a little too much.
Yeah, it just looks a little bit too smooth. But hey, 2 new of those games that have never been over here.
I keep wanting to look into the Saga games, so looks neat.
Looks neat. War of Visions. We didn't really get a lot other than it appears to be mobile Final Fantasy Tactics.
Yeah, I mean, again, I tried Brave Exvius for a while. It was very similar to what's it called? It's some summoner game. I forget the name of it, but I would know it if I saw it.
Summoner War or something. I
Not
think.
necessarily Summoner War, because there's a very specific one it would go off of, where you have a specific number of people, but
okay.
It was all right. The story was okay as far as I saw. It actually had traditional Final Fantasy dungeon crawl and 2 main story characters that you got to meet with and talk with.
Yeah,
in addition to the people you summoned.
I keep forgetting how many mobile games Square Enix actually has.
Yeah.
This looks fun. Like I said, Tactics is cool. I imagine you'll be able to summon up characters from the past. They'll be called visions.
Right, and they'll act as your soldiers and whatever.
Yep. Yeah, sounds cool to me. Maybe even you can be it's Tactics, you'll be I summoned Cloud, but I'm gonna make him a white mage.
Yeah, maybe.
And I'm gonna make him dual wield Healy staves to hit people with.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. Okay, now I get to talk a little bit.
Okay.
Outriders. So actually, I should have taken a minute while you were ranting to double check this, because I'm pretty sure don't want to sound too much like a fool, so I'm just kind of do. Yes. So, okay, People Can Fly are good. They make really good games. I was correct earlier. They are the ones behind. Now, whether it's the people who are there or the ones who were with the group back then, they were the developers behind the Painkiller series. So what you're looking at with this, and I'm hoping it'll carry into this, is did you? I think I played Bulletstorm on my birthday. I don't know if you were there while I was playing that.
I don't remember.
Bulletstorm was the comedy first-person shooter with Steve Bloom as the main character. That the whole game was basing around killing people in creative ways with a bunch of weird guns to get points that you would spend on upgrades and ammo.
Okay.
And Painkiller was most famous for probably what Yahtzee said on Zero Punctuation back in the day. It gives you a weapon where you shoot shurikens and lightning. And it's also about killing angels and demons.
Pretty cool.
So, yeah, it's pretty damn cool. So when I say people can fly, have a pedigree to them that I look at Outriders and I trust what it looks like, I think we're going to get a very interesting a multiplayer drop-in, drop-out experience from them. I think at the very least, it's going to have some interesting gameplay.
Yeah.
Now, hopefully, it plays all into a story. Bulletstorm's story was...
There is a storm, shoot some bullets at it?
It is silly, but it has its moments, and it actually sets up for a sequel that I doubt we'll ever end up actually getting.
Okay.
But it was one of those things where it's like you were kind of surprised by the actual really hardcore story moments because it seemed like such a simple, straightforward story.
Okay.
So I trust them to give us an interesting story or an interesting game at the very least.
Yeah.
And that's coming out next year, summer.
I know I kind of came off for a while as the guy who doesn't really like shooter games.
That's actually kind of what I wanted to talk about it, where it's like this isn't just a grim and gritty shooter. You're going to call it like a dark shooter,
right?
This isn't
It's got a different aesthetic. It's got a different kind of look to it. It's not just white military dudes shooting people.
I do hope it can have some levity to it, at least in the characters.
Yeah.
Because from what they're telling, it's like, this world is unforgiving. Like, yeah, so usually when you're in an unforgiving world, you have to make yourself laugh.
Yeah. But yeah, I like this. Again, I don't dislike shooters in general. Just personally, they're not kind of my cup of tea. But a good one that actually produces fun and unique ideas is always something I look forward to. And if nothing else, the designs they had for the guns made them really pop out.
I want there to be a tombstone you can dedicated to Waggleton P. Tallylicker. He was my best friend, but I never got to tell him.
Okay.
Onaki.
Looked really cool.
Yeah, this was this was announced back at the last Nintendo Direct. Made by the Tokyo RPG Factory, who were the ones behind I Am Setsuna and Lost Sphere. Two games that were made specifically to emulate other games.
Yeah.
And because of that, we're never really able to outstep their shadow. And thus kind of came across as more like... I think probably the best you could probably say is that they had the same level of renown as like an RPG Maker game. You know, good quality for what they're being made for, but something else. This seems to be completely dropping the JRPG format and going for an action RPG.
Yeah.
With some of the gameplay they showed off was you recruit spirits to act as different weapons for you that you cycle through, and you gain different. There's a huge skill tree they showed off for each one of those weapons.
Okay.
That looks really cool, and I find the setting and the story to be very interesting. A world where you should be happy that the people have died because they've reincarnated into something else.
Yeah.
But people are still going to grieve.
Right.
You can't stop people from grieving. Because even though they're reincarnated, they're not the person you want them to be. They're not there anymore.
Yeah. I like the idea that the main characters are designed to kind of help these spirits and these people move on. Again, it had a very psychopomp
because it's
look
very
to
Final
it.
Fantasy X with the whole spirits staying behind, become fiends. Yeah.
Unless they were strong enough and they just become immortal assholes.
Fuck you, Shuyin.
Okay.
I think I named one of them Raj as I caught Shuyin. Last couple of things here. Final Fantasy VIII. I joked, but they did. They found the starter. They did something.
Yeah.
They figured it out, and it's coming to all the systems. Like I said, Final Fantasy VIII. Okay, the thing I know the most about Final Fantasy VIII is I mentioned it, the Spoonie review from way back when. People have come out of the work. That review is old. He even mentioned a couple of times he thought he kind of went overboard with some of the jokes. He jokingly apologized to the game at one point when reviewing 13.
Yeah.
I'm sure he has gone offline because people are bugging him about it.
Yeah, probably.
Because of that, it has also been one of those games that I've always wanted to play for myself to get my own opinion on it. But man, if there's one thing I can say, like I said, I could not get past the junk. I didn't understand maybe I was just too young at the time. Because I think I played it on my PSP, which, if that gives you any kind of indication.
Dude, I had a PlayStation version of that game.
Dude, I know, but I didn't know what a PlayStation was.
Actually, that was the first Final Fantasy game I ever actually played, because a friend had a copy of it. He'd played through it and beaten it, and he loaned it to me. I got through like the first disc or so, and then I ended up giving it back to him. 10 was the first one I played through that I owned, and so that's the one I kind of consider my first Final Fantasy. But 8's I played through 8 for a while.
My primo is 4.
Yeah,
I love 4 to pieces.
The thing with 8's junctioning system is it's basically using magic attached to your stats to replace stat growth.
Yeah. See, why can't we just level up?
Because, in a way, it's kind of like 2 in that, it's nice that you tried.
It's nice that you tried.
And it works out better than 2 because it doesn't require you to do stupid ass shit to level up. Like go through the entire first town wearing 2 shields so your defense gets maxed out before you do anything.
Or punch yourself with your cursed swords so that you can't hit anything. Final Fantasy 8 has its fans though. Triple Triad, motherfucker!
You know that's in 14, right?
I don't actually like Triple Triad.
Triple Triad's great. Okay, it's better in 14 because you can't lose your cards and they aren't like. Well, to be fair, I don't
think I've actually played Triple Triad. I've played the game that's in 9 though.
Oh, that's Tetramaster. That's way different.
Yeah, it's way different.
Triple Triad, there's ways you can use Triple Triad to totally break that game from what I've heard because you can convert the cards into shit.
Yeah.
I find
that's
it
what
fun.
I've heard. That's what I remember is like you actually kind of need to play Triple Triad because it's way faster and easier than doing the draw magic shit. Final Fantasy 8.
Yeah.
And then we ended off with Avengers.
Yeah. So I know we both hated that. So
Yeah, I know. I will say that what little gameplay we got of that first section seems pretty linear. I'm hoping that's just because it's the tutorial level.
Yeah,
you killed Cap in the first 5 minutes, dude. How's he gonna be?
I mean, he's definitely never coming back.
Definitely never coming back.
I
need to see the full gameplay experience on this because they're supporting this thing for.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of support, and it was neat to hear them be like, "Yeah, all the new stuff will be free. We're not going to do loot boxes. We're not going to do pay to win stuff." They didn't say no microtransactions.
Right.
They didn't pull a Randy Pitchford who deserves to be fired.
I think that's probably specifically why they pointed that out.
Yeah. So it was okay. I'm actually not super enthused by the character designs.
I am after so many years of seeing the same MCU spin on these. I am happy to see some more original looks.
I don't know.
Cap looked a little weird because he had some kind of Kevlar thing going on.
Yeah, there wasn't enough red in his costume.
I liked Thor.
Thor was good. It was a good Thor.
Hulk
costume.
is a radical departure.
I mean, you can't really do much different for Hulk.
I thought Thor was the one that really jumped out to me.
Yeah.
And also, it sounds like you're going to be able to customize these with looks from different things. So we could get like Chris Evans looking Cap America costume or Nomad or US Agent. And we could probably get like, dude, I just realized you could probably get a Joe Fixit skin for Hulk. And my mind went like.
Can we get
anytime I'm reminded of Joe Fixit, my head goes boom.
Can we get a skin of him just handing you a burrito?
Can we get She-Hulk in this? That'd be great.
Spoilers for Endgame. Hulk hands you a burrito.
Hank Pym.
Yeah,
that was a very different take on Hank.
Well, yeah, because a lot of the take on Hank that most people remember is the old Ant-Man Hank, which they did specifically because every take on young Hank reminds people that Hank Pym beat his wife.
Hank Pym is an asshole.
And nobody wants to remember that.
Yeah.
Just like no one wants to remember that time Blob ate the wasp.
No one wants to remember that.
But now you had to be reminded.
Yeah. But this being like Hank Pym with a shrink gun, a shrink Zuka.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's new. It's innovative. I like it.
Neat idea.
I am curious to see what the story is and how exactly these expansions play out. That's coming out next year.
Yeah.
They have been working... Again, going back to what I said about Final Fantasy VII, yeah, sure, they announced it, but they were probably only barely starting working on it when they announced it. And that being said, it's not that long of a development time. If it's coming out next year with expansions, free expansions to come, from what it sounds like, you're probably going to be You get the heroes and the maps for free, and then I bet you there are going to be costume details that you can purchase with microtransactions, or like packs that you can get.
Yeah.
Did they? They said no loot boxes.
They said no loot boxes, no pay to win.
No pay to win. So also having like a secondary currency is a possibility, where you play through missions with friends to get currency to buy outfits, and then you could also potentially buy that currency to just unlock outfits. Which
it does.
It's better than loot boxes.
Yeah,
I hate to say that.
It's better than loot boxes. It skirts a little close to the whole games as services thing.
It does.
But the fact that all the updates are free,
yes,
all the new characters
it
and
is
new
going
areas
to
are
be
free.
purely cosmetic.
The fact they're not going to do loot boxes, meaning they're not going gambling. I mean, in a way, a studio does have to make money. So
yeah, and
any game that receives that kind of ongoing support that isn't just a direct sequel or like a paid expansion. I'm okay with them doing small amounts of it.
I think
I'll
I will have to. Yeah, I will have to reserve my judgment for seeing how big the initial launch game is.
I guess I'll have to take the same attitude I have when I hear them talk about that I do with a lot of stuff. Interesting if true.
Interesting if true. Motto of 2019, I think at this point.
Yes,
is interesting if true. And with that, I think we've covered everything that happened in the Square Enix.
Yes, I think we did.
What are your final thoughts?
Square Enix is kind of an easy lay for me, because I got that Final Fantasy boner going on.
Got you by the balls.
Yeah. So I always knew I was kind of going to this, kind of excited. They managed to be worth that excitement, I guess. I'm hyped for Shadowbringers in a few weeks. I'm gonna be playing through that as a monk and kicking ass.
Taking names.
Kicking
names and taking ass.
Which is what we're here to do. The rest of it, again, looked like fun. I always kind of hate talking about how good I think games look, because in a way I'm very bad at playing them. I don't get a lot of games, and I don't play a lot of games.
JRPGs are pretty easy to play.
Yeah, they're kind of my big thing that I like them and platformers.
Nothing wrong with that.
This was kind of the show. This was the one where we were going in. I was like, okay, this one and Nintendo are the ones I'm actually going to know shit about and have more commentary on. Yeah, I liked what I saw. I look forward to playing, or at least hearing about, most of these games, either watching Cameron play them on the channel or watching other people play them.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be able to get our hands on some footage from people playing E3 demos.
Because again, gameplay can change a lot.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll get to hear about how the game actually performs.
All right, Cameron, what are your final thoughts?
That was really good.
Yes, it was.
That was really, really good. Actually, to the point where I'm kind of... It's weird because my bar was fairly low for Square Enix after last year. And not in a bad way. I thought Square Enix had a very short, very sweet reveal of some stuff. And it was like boom, 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 done.
Yeah.
This time, this is probably, I'm going to say it, their most successful conference.
This is
the
a pretty
first
good one.
conference they did had some technical errors. And they did. They started off, they had a microphone problem.
Yeah.
But they got it fixed real quick. They're current. They didn't have a demo that crashed in the middle of everything, which happened with 15. And then they went absent for a year or two, I believe. And then they had the one from last year, which was, like I said, Keith David kind of just talked over stuff and introduced each individual game. And even then, we were talking about stuff like Tomb Raider and Just Cause.
Yeah,
and there wasn't really a lot there. This had me telling the crowd to shut up aside. I kind of wish we'd cut some audio so we could just hear the trailer. That's why I will never go to a live E3, even if I'm invited. If I do, I'll be watching it in my hotel room with a nice cold drink, because I do not want to be down there in the thick of those people.
Unless you have a baseball bat.
Unless I have a baseball bat and or a marshmallow gun to shoot at people. Unless Keanu Reeves comes back.
Yeah.
But what was my train of thought? This was good. This was a very solid. This is actually to the point where I'm not even sure if they'll ever be, not if they'll never be able to live up to this, but like there was a lot here that's really going to be a one-off kind of thing.
Yeah, this
is.
is
We talked forever about Final Fantasy 14 will always have patches and expansions they can talk about.
Yeah, but like their expansions are like every 2 years, so like next year they won't be able to really follow this up.
Next year will probably be kind of chitter-chattering about what part 2 of FF7 Remake is going to be.
Yeah.
Because characters who won't be showing up in this game, Vincent, Yuffie, Sid, Kate Sith.
Yeah.
Half your roster. That's the other thing is Vincent and Yuffie, are they still optional?
Yeah.
Or are they going to be...
Because there was a lot of cut content for Vincent and Yuffie in the original 7 that they've talked about before, so are they going to add that back in?
And yet, because they were absent in a cutscene, Dirge of Cerberus could happen.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah. Well, we also have Dirge of Cerberus and Crisis Core.
And then there's of course my thing of, are we going to incorporate some of the best parts of Crisis Core into Final Fantasy VII Remake? If they did, I'll be honest, it'd be worth paying.
Yeah. So this was very much a kind of stars aligned conference for Square.
A lot of good things came together for Square on this. I think they handled their people coming forward. Mm-hmm. They handled it very well. When it needed to be short and sweet, it was short and sweet. And when they were on there for an elongated period of time, they were talking about important shit. And the worst thing you could probably say is having the 5 actors there at the end for Avengers. Yeah. But they were talking about their roles. They were talking about incorporating these iconic characters.
And they
iconic characters.
And again, they were short, they were sweet.
They were short, to the point.
They were also, again, kind of people that have kind of gotten a little bit more fame.
Could have used more Bam Bam the dog.
Yeah. They're also people who've gotten a little bit more fame over the years. I mean, like Nolan North is obviously, the big video game guy.
Like I said, Troy Baker and Nolan North
Troy Baker,
in the same room together.
Again, you had 2 cast members from Critical Role, which, is super, super famous right now with their Kickstarter. They just fucking smashed.
Oh, yeah.
So, and I mean, I didn't recognize the guy who did Cap, but I think he's in fine company. He's probably a good guy.
Yeah, I'll have to look him up.
So yeah, this was kind of a once in a blue moon thing, but I think Square Enix is also a little bit better at kind of managing it when it has lesser, like lower years.
Mm-hmm.
I think if I had to rank all the shows we've watched, I'd put this one slightly above Microsoft, just because for personal reasons. Microsoft's was still good, but again, they were casting a wider net, so there was less that they were going to hit with me.
Yeah.
Then Bethesda. And then Ubisoft is down on the floor.
And say just to make sure I interpret this, are we talking Square, Microsoft power gap, Bethesda, or
there's a bit of a gap.
There's a bit of a gap there.
Bethesda was definitely buoyed by id and everyone who isn't Bethesda there.
And I'll go ahead and say it now. I don't even know what to expect from Nintendo, but I'm imagining honestly, I'm imagining Nintendo's going to slot in right above Microsoft probably just because it has more shit I care about.
Mm-hmm.
But even if it was just under, because it was slightly underwhelming, I think I'd be fine with that, and I think we'd have a pretty solid E3 all around here.
Yeah, I mean, again, Nintendo's is easier even for me than
like
Square.
I said, we've already got what was it? I logged on my social media for 2 seconds, and they're like, Nintendo will announce a new Smash character. I'm like, no shit, they'll announce a new Smash character.
Yeah,
Joker's out. We are ready to have Banjo or Geno or Goku or Sub-Zero or Doom Guy. We are ready to hear who the next character is.
One thing that did come out of this E3 though.
Yes.
From Cyberpunk 2077.
It's Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves is now in a video game, which means Keanu Reeves is now eligible for Smash.
He's not in a Nintendo game.
Neither was Sonic.
Yes, he was.
Neither was Snake.
Yes, he was.
Pac-Man.
Yes, they were.
Or Cloud.
You're wrong on all accounts.
Hey.
The only one you were right about
John Wick and
was
Smash.
Joker.
And
he got into it.
John Wick and Smash.
All right, guys. So that's us signing off from Square Enix. I think we doubled the runtime of that fucking thing. But hey, there's a lot of good stuff to talk about.
John Wick and Smash.
And we'll be back for Nintendo, where we will see if John Wick and Smash. His final Smash. Someone kills his dog.
No, his final Smash is the Nintendogs all come and they love him and it's so beautiful.
And then they all die and he has to kill all the characters.
No, the Nintendogs love him and then everyone else is so sad.
Every time you play John Wick, a dog dies somewhere.
All right. Throw wide the gates, Warriors of Darkness.
I don't know what that means, but bye, everybody.